Hey guys, what's going on? It's Powerhouse TGF coming back at you with another One Piece Chapter 1025 analysis. Got some gameplay in the background. I got the chapter up right here just for reference. So, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoy the video. Now, this chapter was relatively short, but, if you look closely, there's a lot of information in this chapter. It's a lot of stuff that we can talk about over the next 2 weeks because, we're on break next chapter. So, let's just get into it. At the beginning of this chapter, we see that Momo, he still can't fly. He's still afraid to, and Luffy is just getting on his case. He's like, yo, what? You grown now. You know what I'm saying? You're a grown ass man now. So I'm expecting you to do grown man things. You need to get up there to Onigashima because I don't want Kaido to go, knocking people's heads off on the live floor. Because Luffy doesn't know that Yamato is up there yet. So, he's just saying, we need to get up there because there could be potentially a little bit of a problem if Kaido can run loose. So let's go ahead and, get up there. And, Momo was like, bro, shut up. You know how hard it is, how hard this is for me because I'm afraid of heights. He even says, how high up do you think that is? Even raising my head in this form is daunting. So, I mean, yeah, Momo, I get you, but at the same time, there's bigger things at play here. So I understand where Luffy is coming from. He's like, Momo, we got to get there. We got to get it done. We need you to fly, baby. So, you got to get up there. So, I mean, yeah, Momo, he starts getting up there, but we transition into the fight on the rooftop with Kaido and Yamato. Now, this fight is particularly interesting to me because I thought that Yamato was going to get dusted off real quick and that Kaido was just going to, try to descend on the live floor and that Luffy was going to steal him. But, this fight is a little bit more back and forth than you think. I still even though Kaido is in his hybrid form, it's hard for me to fathom that he's actually going his hardest against his child. Unless Yamato is really that strong. But at the same time, it's like we seen when he was going, versus the Supernova, he was going really, really hard. And, now it seems just like, I don't know if he's getting worn down, if his age is getting to him or not. But this fight is very intense. And, Yamato has some techniques and abilities, like defensive abilities, and some sort of glacial attack that she hit Kaido with. So this fight was so intense that Kaido even started to question Yamato a little bit. He's like, you actually believe that you're from Wano. Like, the way you're fighting me so hard is like you grew up here, like you live here, but you're not from here. And furthermore, and this just adds to the dialogue that we've been getting from Kaido every chapter. Furthermore, you're my child and you'll never fit in with them. Trust me. So he represents Yamato, being alone, like you'll never be one of them. And this could be just a little bit of projecting on Kaido's part. Maybe that's how Kaido perceives Yamato, or maybe that's how Kaido feels about himself. Maybe he tried to do that, in the past and got caught up with some stuff. Who knows? But, I mean, this is just it. But Kaido's greatness continues to shine in this story. Because in one of these panel Yamato references, she says, I had friends. Well, yeah, I had friends. People that cared about me. And, Kaido, back on this, petty shit, he's like, oh yeah, you did have friends, but I killed them. You know what I'm saying? They out of here now. And it goes to a flashback of, at first, when I first read the chapter, I thought it was a samurai that was giving her food, representing to this flashback. But it was actually somebody on Kaido's crew who gave Yamato the food and the blanket. And even somebody on the crew that was like, why was he executed? Now, if he was a samurai, they wouldn't even ask that question. They would be like, oh shit. But then they're questioning like, why was he executed? They're like, man, he got caught giving Yamato food and blankets. So obviously there were some people on Kaido's crew every once in a while that probably come around and be like, look, this is pretty fucked up. That's a little girl, and if I can just do my thing and come out here and sneak her food every once in a while, that'll suffice. But obviously, people plotting on you. You know, he probably has somebody watching him all the time. You never know. People are always fucking watching, man. But I just like, yeah, somebody felt bad enough for Yamato to want to go through that and give her food. And this chapter just kept giving us like, if you speed read through this shit now, you'll start to miss a lot of good little bits of information. So it was said differently in the official, and on the scan site it's said a little differently, but in an outburst of like rage and frustration, he's telling Yamato, first he says friendship is a sham. And that really stuck out to me, because it's like, do you not consider the people around you to be your nakama, to be your friends? He said, man, friendship is a sham. Now this could be something that's been rooted in him for a long time, like based how it was on the Rocks pirate crew. We just pirates and that's it. But Kaido says friendship is a sham. And he basically saying people are only nice to you because they're afraid of you. And that's how you get ahead in this world. You use your power to your advantage. And honestly, and then he goes on to say, you're a demon, you're an Oni. You're not even human, and you could never ever have a relationship with a human, no matter what. Like, it doesn't even matter, because they don't want you around. So Kaido could be speaking from experience here, but he's saying a lot. He's like, man, and actually, he's saying a lot, and it adds to the philosophy of Kaido's life. Because I believe Kaido's philosophy is, if you're strong, you can rule everything. You know what I'm saying? The strongest get ahead. But he just so happens to be kind of cerebral. So, sometimes we get mixed feelings when we're looking at Kaido on these panels. But he's saying, you gotta be strong, and people really don't care about you. They're only nice to me because they're afraid of me. You feel me? So it's like, I think, this could be some foreshadowing of how the world government treated Kaido's race, back in the day. Now I don't think we've seen any other demons in the story. I'm pretty sure if we had, we'd have had some kind of reference. But I mean, maybe Kaido faced some kind of, racism in his past, some type of persecution of some sorts, for him to say this. It's like he's not giving anybody a chance. He's like, listen, you don't even. I can feel his frustration when he's talking to Yamato, because he's trying to get her to understand who she is and what her duty is, or at least what Kaido feels her duty should be for him and for Wano. But it's like he is so irritated because she just don't understand. He said, that's your lot in life. He's like, the persecution you face, the segregation, the feeling of being alone, that's what comes with being a demon. And he's not giving her any leeway. And she even says, like, in some panels past, you're like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? What does that have to do with me? So why do you have to take your plight and push that onto me? Everybody goes through things a little differently. Yamato might have a different, experience, or she might have a different, look on things, even going through some of the things that you went through. So I'm thinking Kaido definitely went through a lot. His time on the Rocks Pirates definitely affected his mind, and he probably thinks that none of the people that are on his crew are his real friends. So that adds to the deepness of Kaido, adds to the lore of Kaido. The man probably been through hell, to be honest with you. I'm just keeping it a buck. The man probably been through a lot. But as we proceed through this chapter, Luffy is trying to direct Momo to go the right way. They're trying to get to the Skull Dome, and Momo Momo is fucking up. He don't know where he's going. Crashes straight through the lava floor. Okay, cool. Everybody's surprised as hell. Queen's like, what the hell, another dragon? Sanji's confused. Everybody's confused, right? But then I take a look at Zoro versus King. Okay, cool. I wasn't gonna think nothing of it, but then I just started thinking. I'm like, man, it's still like a group of crazy people out there that really think Zoro kills Kaido is gonna happen. Are you one of those people watching this video? Are you watching this video right now? Do you think Zoro kills Kaido was a thing? I don't think it's a thing. I think it's 100% not happening at this point. Because, I mean, like I said in a past video, why Zoro kills Kaido isn't happening. I mean, he would have had to finish King off real quick. And as we see, they just, like I said, they just now warming up. It's been like a good 2.5, 3 minutes maybe since they started fighting, if that. So they just now getting it in. And, you know, as you can see in this panel, Momo and Luffy are headed towards rooftop right now. But Momo's taking the long way around. You know, he's crashing from floor to floor. I think this is Oda's way of just introducing Momo to everybody. Or at least they don't know that's Momo. They see a dragon, they see Luffy. You know, if you can put 2 and 2 together, you know that's not Kaido. You know, just put 2 and 2 together. So this is just Oda's way of introducing Momonosuke to everybody else. You see he crashes through the floor that Big Mom, Kid, and Law are fighting on. And Big Mom is immediately, she's like, Kaido. And Kid is like, what is that? And, you know, Law does his straw hat Lugiwara or whatever the fuck. And everybody's just really fucking surprised. And they're just crashing through the shit. And I don't know, Momo, just open your eyes. It was pretty funny, to be honest with you. But it just like, the question I wanted to ask before I forget, what about CP0? There is no way they didn't see that shit. They've been observing every single other thing on the battlefield, right? They know about everything else. So there's no fucking way they didn't see that big ass peach dragon going through every floor, okay? So what's gonna be their take on this? I'm pretty sure they probably on the phone right now. Like the second they seen Momo, they probably had a didnt Mushi on speed dial to the world government. Like, yo, get Vegapunk on the line ASAP. Like, we need to tell them something right quick. So, yeah, that could be a development. But honestly, one thing I want to get to before we start talking about the next scene, the mansion is in shambles right now, and we got some pretty big fights coming up, right? And not to mention, you know, Big Mom, Kid, and Law, they got their fights going on. But, you know, you got Sanji and Queen, King and Zoro, Inuyasha and Jack. You know, you got Nekomamushi and Perospero somewhere out there too. This mansion is going down. Like, this shit is gonna collapse. And it's on fire. Think about that shit too. It's on fire. So this mansion is going down either in flames or in shambles. One of the two. Like, it's gonna be destroyed. This fight might transition. I mean, I don't think Momo is gonna do anything in this fight, but this fight might transition into like a ground fight, like, and Momo is holding up Onigashima or some shit like that. But let's just get into the scene because it goes into a really funny panel. You know, Yamato is all serious. She like, I won't let it end like this, bro. And we see Momo like panicking in the background, flying this shit. And you know, Kaido does it like that look that you do when you see something like, okay, so one time I seen like a truck, right? But it was like a flatbed. It was like totally flat, like basically a convertible truck. And I did the same kind of look. That's the look that kind of like, what? But he was like, I think I heard Joy Boy Theories, he was like, man, he kind of thought he was hallucinating. I agree, man. He looked like he was fucking hallucinating. But Yamato, she like, fuck that shit, I'm finna attack you. Okay, divine step. And at the same time, Luffy's like, Kaido's over there, we need to crash land. And Momo kind of perks up a little bit. He's like, that's Kaido? Oh, yeah, let's go over there. And let's get into it, right? Luffy just goes on, he just straight up attacks Kaido, right? Goes straight to Gear 4 Snake Man. And him and Yamato, they attack Kaido simultaneously. A White Snake rushing and a Jet Cobra, right? But in the panel right after that, like not even a second, he's in his base form again. Okay. Yeah, so y'all know what this means, right? I could do a separate video I want to, but Luffy's awakened his devil fruit. Y'all know that, right? That's only something an awakened devil fruit user could do with their devil fruit. He just transitioned into one of his transformations for one attack right back into his base form. Now that is very exciting. That's very fucking exciting, okay? That's mastery. That's something you can only do if you can master. And obviously, he will only go to Gear Force at the beginning of the battle to show that he doesn't have, the hindrance of not being able to use Haki after he uses Gear Force. So just one quick attack, keep Kaido on his feet, you know what I'm saying? Punch him in his shit right quick and get him a little get back. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm back. And, Luffy says, hey, thank you for holding Kaido out for us. And so they keep going. And I did make a video about how Kaido was going to react to Luffy's return. And, yeah, I mean, I kind of expected him to do that. I mean, he was like, Straw Hat, you still breathing? How are you still alive? And who is this dragon? Who is your homeboy right now? I've never seen him, right? So that was kind of funny. He's like, I'm Momonosuke, I'm Kozuki Momonosuke. And Luffy even said something a little to him. He was like, hey, it don't matter what you do, you'll never be able to kill me. Like, I love when Luffy talks shit. I love it when he talks shit. It sort of giving me them vibes when the first time he went Gear Forth against Doflamingo, he was like, shut up, you're not gonna be able to do anything. And then, you know what I'm saying, he kind of drop kicked him in the face, and that was a pretty epic way to start a fight. On getting those kind of vibes from Luffy right now, he was like, it doesn't matter what you do, I'm not gonna die. And I'm the man who's gonna be the king of the pirates. So we got that going on for us too. So just one thing I wanted to hit on right quick. Kaido has made history in One Piece. He's the first Devil Fruit user to lose his individuality. And he's face to face with it right now. The first Devil Fruit user to not be able to say, I'm the only one that can do some shit like this. Because we got similar Devil Fruits out there, but you know what I'm saying, everyone has its own kind of flair to it, has its own flavor. Even the Ton Ton and the Kilo fruit, they're the same, but they got their own little flavor to it, I guess. And it depends on the user. But this shit here, with the ancient zone, and you look in your, like, basically a doppelganger of yourself. Momo looks scared as shit right now that I'm looking at it. You got a doppelganger of yourself that's looking right back at you. Right? So, how does this affect his already fucked up psyche? Okay? Because it's like he took that personal. Because he like, yeah, Straw Hat, you alive, but first of all, who is this dragon? And even at the end of the chapter, when he's laughing, he was like, yo, the world doesn't need another dragon. It's like he's more fixated on there being another dragon now than Luffy being right there, right? And so, one more thing I wanted to talk about before the chapter was over. I'm concerned about Momo's safety, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the beginning of the chapter, you see he's still afraid to fly. At the end of the chapter, you see he's scared shitless. Okay, how is he gonna protect himself? What is his role gonna be on the rooftop? You feel me? Because we all know fighting Kaido is a daunting task. That shit is not gonna be easy by any means necessary, right? So he's gonna have to provide some kind of value outside of battle, because I don't think he is ready. Like, your first fight is gonna go against a veteran Yonko with Conqueror's Haki, and I mean, honestly, I don't think he could really add anything to the fight. But like I said, I mean, the mansion is about to collapse, so I think he is gonna have a role in holding up Onigashima so the fight can transition somewhere else, more out into the open. But I mean, Kaido took this shit personally. He was like, man, that's another dragon right there, and I'm not going for that. I'm not having it. But Zoro kills Kaido, that's over and done with. Luffy kills Kaido, I'm more leaning towards that shit. Or Yamato or something. Maybe Yamato can get the finishing blow. But I'm glad that it's transitioned this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that it's just Luffy and Yamato and not like everybody else. Because I really wanted Luffy to get this one-on-one battle. I really want Luffy to go in there and win versus Kaido one-on-one. Because like I said, it'll just solidify his place in the pirate world. You know what I'm saying? People start putting some more respect on his name, especially on YouTube and Twitter and shit. People always try to make up a way for Zoro to be a little closer to Luffy than what's written in the story, because they try to make their own little headcanon. I do my own little headcanon too sometimes, but I just try to be more on the realistic side of things. You know what I'm saying? This is Luffy's battle. We can't put those expectations on really anybody else, because Luffy's the one that told Momo he was gonna help him. Okay, Zoro's not the one that said that. Sanji's not the one that said that. Yamato is not even the one that said that. Luffy told Momo he was gonna help him. Okay, so this is Luffy putting the battle on his shoulders, saying, I gotta do what I need to do. And he's always had, even when he got knocked off the rooftop, like when he was communicating with Momo still unconscious, he's like, yo, I'm gonna beat Kaido. I'm gonna win. This is Luffy's moment, right? These next couple weeks, we gotta talk about Luffy and put some respect on his name. I'm gonna try to do just some Luffy appreciation shit, because Luffy don't get enough love, man. People be hating on him. I don't know why. I really appreciate Luffy, and he's gonna have a big ass fight right here. Hopefully Momo gets the fuck out of there, because I don't want you to get hurt, buddy. You y'all see the panel? Y'all seen the shit? He looked scared as fuck, and Kaido looked like, bro, why you who is this you bringing around me right now, right? So I mean, other than that, this was a good chapter. It was short, but it was dense with a lot of information, and I really enjoyed it. That's why this review might be a little bit longer than some other reviews, because I could just talk about so much, but it's like I just want to stick to the chapter. But it's a lot of good content that was in this chapter. I had a good time reading it, and I hope you had a good time reading it as well. So this is my chapter 1025 analysis. Please, I hope you enjoy the gameplay in the background. I talked for so long that I just don't know how much I'm gonna be able to put in, but I do got some good fights. I mean, I started playing, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, so I've been playing that a lot. 2K22 just dropped as well, so I'm thinking about. I have been playing that, but I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the background or not. But y'all, like, if you made it through the whole video, let me know what you want to see. Like, I'm down to play a lot of different games. If you enjoy the content, drop a like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below if you want to hop in on the discussion. But other than that, y'all, peace out. Have a good Sunday.